You know who needs to buckle up next week? Yes, sir. You and the rest of Patriot Nation.
Yeah.
You and the rest of Patriot Nation. That Brady's back in it with Gronk. I haven't asked you about this yet. We've got a little bit of real estate. Not to turn all Dr. Melfi on you, Christopher.
Right now?
How's it hitting you? In New England. New England fandom. How's it hitting you that Brady's as good as ever? Again. And that he's with Gronk. Yeah. Again, they made that video. You pointed out to me that they made the same video as the last time they were back.
With the Diddy song. I think for me personally, I mean, I don't want to speak for, Sully and Fitz and those guys, but I just think for me personally, it's cool. I like Tom. And so, and I like Gronk. Gronk, the way he kind of left was a little bit of a bummer because he did it kind of after free agency, so they couldn't really replace the position. And then you kind of saw how that trickled down to the rest of the Pats skill position guys in the years after. Especially in 2019, like Tom didn't really have any great player, nobody great outside of Edelman to really throw to. But it's cool. It's amazing. He's the greatest of all time. And it's cool to kind of see him play well with great players. And in a weird way, I kind of side with Bill on this point. They really sold out the years before to try to win Super Bowls. Mm-hmm. And holy smokes, they won 3 of them. Like, they had a second dynasty with the same guy, which will never happen again. So, it was over. You're kind of bummed because Tom wanted to stay. They couldn't come up with a few extra $1 million. Like, that's a little disappointing.
You think he really wanted to stay? Because I really think it was.
I think if they could have got the guys, if they could have traded for Larry Fitzgerald or like just some good, made the Antonio Brown thing work out. Gronk might have taken a year off and came back to New England if there were the guys around. And Tom looked at Tampa and said, "Hey, Pro Bowler.
Of course.
You got one.
Yeah.
I'm going to go there."
And a coach that I kind of dig.
And a coach that's just going to, let me kind of do my thing. Whereas we all know in New England, Tom's just another guy, according to Bill.
Because, again, the storyline we're going to hear, too. And by the way, these conversations I'm also using to sort of sound out my top 10 storylines later on. You're going to hear the whole Brady Belichick thing it lasted 20 years. You got 2 decades. You got 2 decades. All those yachts from it. And I'm wondering if that softens the landing, or the fact again that they're doing it again, and it could have been for you, but there were circumstances and the roster wasn't the same. It's not really apples to apples. But it is still happening.
It's still happening. But
and one thing I'm already seeing right now, too, is there are a lot of people rooting for Brady.
Yeah, I think so.
Because they still can't stand Bill, which is an unfair. It's an unfair, and you're one of them over there.
I love Tom Brady right now.
Giants fans and everybody who still can't stand Belichick. That they're like Brady. That they're rooting for him, even though he's the one who's beaten their brains in. And that's the thing, too.
Yeah.
That I can't believe we're seeing again, all right, is all these people that he's beaten in his career. I saw a list of it, all the quarterbacks he's beaten in his career in the postseason. Do you know which quarterback he's beaten the most in his postseason career?
Yeah, I saw this list, too, the other day.
Phillip Rivers. Yeah. He beat Phil three times. Yeah. He's beaten a handful twice, and then he's been an equal opportunity abuser. The first quarterback he got was Gannon.
Yeah.
Who Albert Breer pointed out is 30 years older than Mahomes, who is the latest one he's going to be playing against. That's how long Brady's been at it. But that's the thing, too, is the number, and you see that list of everybody, all his pelts on the wall, the people who he's prevented from going and getting theirs, while he continues to get more of his. That's why I said yesterday his legacy is too much is never enough.
It's like playing hoops in the Jordan era. Like all those great Hall of Famers in the 90s.
Right.
Never got a chance because Mike was in the way.
And all the people that Tiger stood in the way of. Yeah. Chris DeMarco could have gotten one, give him one shot.
Give me one.
So, right. Yeah. So put it all together, and the fact that he's doing it again, okay, that in his latest run, you can't even say it's his final one, right? At age 43. His latest run, he's retired Breeze, and he's put Rodgers in such a funk that the Packers are wondering what the hell their future is all of a sudden. And it's obviously a team effort, but it's Brady doing it again. And if he wins his 7th, I can't believe I'm saying these words. If he wins his 7th, he'll have gone through Breeze, Rodgers, and Mahomes. What better 3 can you send his direction this year?
Right.
And if you want to throw a Taylor Heineke on top of it, throw him too.
Why not?
A Heineke on top of this
Why
Sunday.
Not? Yeah, why not?
Can't believe it. We're seeing it again. That's why I'm asking you if you can't
That's
believe
why
it.
I just kind of want to enjoy it instead of being angry.
Sit back and enjoy the ride. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.